Hey guys, this is Wise Dragon Comics here. I'm just making a short video about how to draw serious or cool, mean faces. Somebody I've seen on Facebook, one of my friends, was mentioning that he had a little issue. So I'm just going to go over some of the basics about how to make a mean face. First, I'm actually going to sketch one out for you, and then I'm going to point out things that you want to keep in mind when you're drawing one. Now, as you can see, I'm just about finished up here. Now, that's just your average serious, cool looking mean face. Now, I'm going to go over in detail exactly the ideas that you want to keep in mind when you're drawing one. One of the things that's a difference between a cool looking mean face and a happy face is sharper features. Like for instance, instead of a rounded chin like this, you actually will make a sharper chin. And when you're also drawing the head, you don't want to use so many curves like for the cheeks and whatnot. Instead of making a curve like that for a cheek, you will make one that's kind of slightly angular. Then here's the point of the angle. I'll just make a line right there so you guys can understand what the angle is. And that's my paper that actually has my bullet points on it. I'll show that at the end of the video. Then I'm making my midpoint here for where I actually want to make the upper half of the face. Then I'll start the point where I want to put the nose. And I'll bring an arch up so I can know where his eyes are. Then I'll put circles as a guideline for the eyes. Usually I tend to put the eyes a little bit above the midpoint of the face, where I put that line that divides the upper half and the lower half. Now here's one of the important parts, the eyes. One of the easiest ways to bring out a mean character is not to make those huge oval shaped high eyes like you would see well, I'll draw right here, like on a character. When you see them, see that high oval? See how it's rounded and whatnot? Another thing is when you see those kind of eyes, you also notice there's usually like glares in it, especially in the pupil area. Like when making a mean face, one of the easiest ways to get the mean face going is to not make any kind of glares any glare spots in the pupil area of the eye or the iris of the outside eye. Makes it look more pleasant, as if the brightness of the pure sun is shining into the person's eyes. You when you want to make a mean face, you forego that. Don't make anything in the pupils, because this way it almost appears as if they are just riddled with darkness. It makes more appeal on the character. And then another thing is when you make the mouth, you can make a longer mouth, unlike a kid's mouth, but you also want to add in a slight aim down to it. Like, see how I'm aiming my mouth down rather than it being like just straight like that, or even like that. It's like no type of curve upward. It's mainly just a curve downward. This line almost looks straight, but as you can see, it's quite curved. Line for the chin. Slight crosshatch for abbreviating it. And then we have one of the most important parts is the eyes. One thing, like I mentioned earlier, is to not make these huge oval eyes, but you want to make sharp, you actually want to make circular eyes, rounded pupils. So rather than giving them high ovals, we'll just give them rounded ovals. And if you want to make a character look even more mean, you can make them extra. You can actually make them extra rounded. You can actually make them flat, is what I'm trying to say. Make them more flat rather than sitting high. And then the more mean of a character you actually want to make is, would be the eyes if they were fully open, and like this part from here. And what we'll do is bring the eyelid about halfway into it and actually cover the eye. See how that is? And make it a curve. You can bring it almost up here, almost up to the, if this was a box, you could make it go almost to the top. Or you could make it go to the top or there. It's best to usually make it halfway and make this come almost all the way down to the rectangle part of the box. Then make another curve. You want to make angles on mean looking eyes, because for some reason sharp angles kind of designate more seriousness towards something. See how that, before I'm even finished with it, he already looks like he's seriously mean. Like this guy, this side looks like a mean face, but it doesn't like capture real darkness like this one does. Put a little bit of the pupil there. I could even put a little bit of the pupil here, and you actually would still see it when I'm done. Then I'll make that little box again so some of you can understand it a little better. And it's about the same area, beginning it from the bottom. And that's actually the line in the table. I'm going to move this over a little bit. And curve it up after you just about pass this area. And then another thing that's another unique thing about mean looking characters, accentuate the what would actually be like eyelash area. Don't make eyelashes. Don't do that. That's something you do for women. Or if you like the shoujo guys, you could make it, but I'm not interested in making those. Not that I have anything against them. That's not the point of this video. Make some darkness around the eyes. One thing that I like to do is make it more dark on the top rather than the bottom. So I'll erase a little bit of the bottom here. And I'll do it on the other side also. Another thing is to add a little bit more detail on the character. Now I'm going to show the part where the eyelid actually makes the meets the eye, and then the outside part like that. And we're going to make his now you don't want to start the eyebrows right here, because that's actually the top of his eye. Remember, his eye is mainly just half closed. It actually put it about right here where an eyebrow would normally start. I'll make it more realistic looking so it has more of a serious tone. And we'll just give him some hair. Sometimes for dramatic effect, you can make the hair actually go into the eye area. And this about concludes my tutorial on how to draw a serious, cool looking mean face. Just get this hair in before I actually have to stop the video so I don't surpass that 15-minute YouTube limit. Maybe if I become a subscriber, I'll be able to, a partner. Dang it, there's that hole in the table. And that's where I'm going to conclude it.